Alright guys, let's take a look at Thorswap on the channel for the first time. Now we're not talking about thorchain, we're actually talking about Thorswap. However, it is related to one another. It's very closely connected. So yeah, let's look in the technicals here. And as you can see, we basically broke this resistance finally. This resistance extends all the way back to about November. So you can see that we basically hit many times around December, end of November, December, mid-December, and we also hit it back on 30th of January, and we haven't really hit it since a couple days ago. Now, when we hit it this time, we finally broke through it as of yesterday, basically. And today we're seeing a nice little surge up. However, we are finding resistance at 9.35 cents at the moment. So yeah, we are looking pretty good though. I mean, since the 16th of April, we've only had 2 red days. So this is really, really nice to see. Now, this is also making like a cup and handle, I would say, guys. If I zoom out, you can see this a little bit better. And yeah, you can see the top up here. This is about 48 cents. And there are some, few small deviations here. But for the most part, this is making a cup. And if it comes up to, 46 cents and does something like this, guys, and breaks out, it can be a pretty nice little target. Let's just measure this. Let's say just from about here. We're just going to be a little bit conservative. And let's just put this like this. Now let's move this over here real quick. Let's just put it right there. Now the target of this is up here at about 87 cents, guys. So basically the top of this Fibonacci here, which would send us surging through that next Fibonacci level right above this reaccumulation zone that we're already in, and put us right on the edge of the top of the next one. So yeah, I mean, that's a pretty nice little target. But yeah, if you look at this, guys, if this makes a giant cup and handle, that's probably the target. Now, I want to take a look at the RSI. Let's just take a look at the relative strength index and the stochastic real quick. On the daily, it is overbought though, guys. So that is not a good sign. On the weekly, becoming overbought here on the stoch, and it is pointed heavily to the upside in the RSI, but not overbought. It's kind of in the middle. Let's put this on a monthly time frame. Yeah, it's very low on the stoch, and it looks like it's curving up. And it's very low on the RSI, pretty much in neutral territory though. But this really hasn't printed much. And now I'm using CoinEx, by the way, guys, because there's not many exchanges that have this. So let's take a look at the lower term time frames. This is getting overbought on both time frames, so that actually isn't very good either. 1 hour, again, it's flirting with being overbought here on the stoch, and it's right under overbought here on the RSI. Now the 15-minute for fun here, yeah, it's just getting back into this neutral level on the stoch, and it's pointing pretty heavily to the upside, but almost in the overbought territory on the RSI. So what do I gather from that, guys? I think basically this is probably due for a cool down again. Just because we've had a lot of days that it's been pretty much just straight up, and even if you go back to 10th of April, there's only been 4 days that we've had red. So this is really looking good. We are starting to take out the range that we've been in since February, beginning of February, guys. So this is very nice. I mean, that's what 1, 2, 3 months we've been down here. And yeah, I mean, I would be very happy if we can get above 12 cents here. I mean, that would take out a range that we've been in since pretty much this whole year. But yeah, in my opinion, I think this is, just going to go up. Everything depends on THORchain. If THORchain gets out of bankruptcy as well, I think that would probably help this crypto too. Thorswap, since they're closely connected, it's basically, we can just call them cousins for now. And yeah, I mean, if we look at the max supply, guys, 281 million. circulating 195 million. Now, all-time high was $3.05, guys. So it's a 97% discount at the moment. And yeah, all-time low was about 3 months ago. And I picked this up pretty low. So yeah, my average is 7.5 cents. I think that could be correct. I've kind of DCA'd into this, but I'm not sure if this is 100% correct though. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. This is all free money that I've actually put into Thorswap, so I'm not that worried, guys. So yeah, in my opinion, this is really due to go up. Let's check the MACD real quick as well. Now on the daily time frame, actually it looks okay. It's up here at about 0.007. If we go back, let me just kind of zoom out here. This is always hard to work with. Now, it can go as high as like 0.054 back here. You can see in November of 2023. Now remember, this is just a daily time frame. Okay, we do have up here at 0.066. So yeah, I mean, this can run really a lot higher. You know, and pretty much it's sitting just above like a 0 level. So I would say like neutral. So you can see there's a lot of peaks here that are much higher. And yeah, I do think, you know, Thorswap will be a good one. Now, where I'm probably looking to sell this, if we look at the whole chart, it does have a hard time getting out of this kind of reaccumulation zone. You can kind of just see this, you know, a lot better if I zoom out like this. Now, once it gets up here in this, you know, zone pretty much between like about 40, let's say 43, 44 cents up to about 46, that's probably when it's time to sell. Now, I did put a target up here at, what is it, like 88 cents. Will it reach it? It depends, guys. This one has a really hard time getting above, you know, like I said, 46 cents. It's kind of like Litecoin. I did a video on Litecoin last night. It just has really difficult time getting above 140. So, you know, probably when it gets up here, I might sell about half of my bag and kind of wait. And maybe I'll sell the rest, you know, the higher we go. But yeah, you can just see that pretty much the whole history has been below this point. Now, just taking a quick look at Rune, guys, since it's closely connected. Rune is actually doing the opposite of Thorswap. It's actually about 5% down today. And but, you know, it's just pretty much consolidating still. I'm still proud that it's a, you know, $1.31. And it hasn't really broken down further. It's pretty much just, you know, hanging tough, I would say. And we do have support down at $1.20, but we do need to break $1.60 on a weekly time frame. Now, I didn't mark off any daily, you know, time frames, any resistances, I mean. And yeah, probably, you know, it's got a resistance here at about $1.40. It looks like you can see that it's hit here many times, about $1.40. And it just can't break above it. So I'm thinking that's probably a daily resistance. So once we get above that, I do think, you know, we will be up at $1.60 pretty shortly. Now, if we take a quick look at Bitcoin, again, having a green day, 97,000. So 98,500 is the next weekly resistance. Now, Ethereum, guys, there's not really, you know, anything to celebrate just yet. It's still in this, you know, upward sloping parallel channel, and it hasn't broken out yet. So, and this resistance up here, this trend line is coming down every day. So one day we're going to have to make a decision whether we break above this trend line or we break down again. So we have to wait and see, guys. But you can see that it has hit the top of this parallel channel and gotten rejected several times along the way. Now, total market cap excluding Bitcoin, right now it has a little bit of a doji candle right above this line, but pretty much we are still fighting this 1.04 trillion mark. Now the dominance, guys, again today going up, but the target, like I said, is up here at 65.2. So altcoins are still in for a little bit more pain, guys, unfortunately. But yeah, that it looks like it's going to break out to the upside completely and hit this target, and then we have to see what happens after that. You know, I was hoping we would break down, of course, but yeah, we're still in for some pain, guys. Now, the CME futures, it's at 97,560. Dollar index is at 100.05, so we are getting a red candle today. But yeah, it has retested this 99.745 and gotten kind of a bounce. So liquidation heat map, guys, it's very tame, only at 140 million. So that's, you know, that's pretty low, guys. I would say, you know, when we see very high, we see, you know, about 500, 600, 700, even a billion wrecked, but 140 million, that's nothing. On the fear and greed index, guys, we do have a 67 today. That is a pretty big bounce from yesterday, basically a neutral level at 53. So I don't like to see that too much. You know, I don't like to see such a bounce, I should say, because yeah, 14 points to the upside, that's pretty quick. So yeah, I would say I would like to cool down a little bit, but you know, we can't bounce up, you know, 14 points each day and expect we're not going to have a big crash. Now, taking a look at the altcoin season index, guys, I refreshed this right before this video. It was a 14 then, came up to a 16. I think yesterday was a 12. If I remember correctly, so we are creeping up, but dominance, you know, still goes up, guys, so I don't expect this really to go up that quickly for now. Now, bull market peak indicators, guys, it's still a hold 100% here, as we have 0 from 30 indicators hit. Now, the pi cycle top indicator, in my opinion, it does look like it wants to start curving up, so, you know, leave a comment below if that's what you think as well. Now, next week, guys, we do have some S&P numbers here, ISM numbers on Monday. Tuesday, nothing much. Wednesday, we have the interest rate decision and the press conference. Now, keep in mind, it is a 96% chance they are not going to cut interest rates. So, with that said, guys, you know, I think at this point, 4 days before, you know, this keeps creeping up. So, yeah, I just don't expect that we're going to get a cut probably. I think we've gotten all the important numbers basically before this, you know, decision is made, and that's what it looks like. So Thursday, jobless claims. Friday, we do have several speakers, so that's interesting. Can be quite volatile on Friday depending on what they say. Now, as for MUDIX, it did measure some macro data today, guys. The JP Morgan Global Manufacturing PMI, you can see it was actually quite small, but it was positive. Factory orders, it was small also, but negative. Non-farm payrolls, guys, this was actually quite good today, 0.29, so that is great. So basically, you can see that, you know, we did have some other news today, like Switzerland, Australia, Italy, Germany, and a lot of this was actually very small. And yeah, the biggest news was actually the non-farm payrolls, and it was quite positive. So that is actually nice to see. Crypto bubbles, it's red today, but we do have a lot of green bubbles. I think we're probably just slightly red though. Now, taking a look at Coinondo, there is nothing for Thorswap, guys, here. But if you want to take a look at Rune, for example, since it is very closely connected, guys, just go to Coinondo, type in thorchain here. There's only 4 deals for Rune, so I think I have mine in Bybit, actually. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. Don't, you know, lock your coins up. Actually, you can't really lock them up. Everything is flexible. So, you know, it's if you find something else, you know, that's not listed here, be careful. Don't get locked up, though. You don't want to, you know, be not able to sell when you're ready. Anyways, guys, totally up to you. If you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends, guys. Look at some of those exchanges in the description below, guys. I do have some partnerships now with those. And yeah, if you want to become a member of the channel, guys, I will put you in the Telegram. You will get a lot of these MUDIX updates and things. The ones that really affect Bitcoin, I will forward there. But, you know, MUDIX is actually very good. It has a lot of tools, guys, other than the measuring of news, of course. So keep that in mind. So if you want to subscribe to that as well, you can, but that's not through me. Anyways, thank you guys a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.